This was the gayest episode of Attack on Titan I've seen in Japanese ever. All right, I was half expecting Eren and Mikasa to come in with their LGBT flags, be like, "Woo! Celebrate Ymir and Krista!" You know, instead of wearing like their regular capes, they're all wearing rainbow flags, just coming in like cutting these Titans down and shit. It was really intense, which was interesting because given what happened in last week's episode, I thought, and because of the preview that we got last week, I thought, well, you know, this is going to be a chill episode. We're going to get more background information on both of these female characters. By the way, I think it's very fair to say that this show has some of the best, well-written, strong female characters that I've seen in a while. So this whole episode happened, and I did not expect to get as much tension and action and emotion out of this one episode, to the point where I actually enjoyed this episode more than I enjoyed the previous one. Just from a storytelling perspective, it was just so well written, you know, in terms of characterization, in terms of exposition, character background. All these things come together in addition to the action and the tension of the end. It was such a well-written episode. And in my first Attack on Titan Season 2 review, I actually said that since we're only getting 12 episodes, since the episode amount that we're getting is kind of short compared to the first season, then, you know, the best thing they can do is to try and make every single episode count, just like they do with Game of Thrones. The season is pretty short, but every episode has something great to offer. And so far, I think they've been hitting it out of the park. Also, and I don't think this gets mentioned enough, the music for this show, the instrumentals for this show, especially this episode. I noticed it in last week's episode with Ymir's transformation. You know, I think it was like a violin piece, but man, for this episode specifically, the pieces were phenomenal. I mean, this is some movie quality soundtrack we're talking about. We start off with a flashback, which I'm completely fine with, because the rule of thumb to use a flashback in any story is that you should technically only use or try to use flashbacks as long as it's beneficial for the audience to find out what happened in the past, so that it enriches their experience of the characters in the present. So in last week's episode, they set it up with Ymir's promise. She said, "Remember the promise we made?" So we had no idea what was going on. So obviously we wanted to know what was going on. Also her transformation, that was a huge reveal. So we wanted to get more background story on her. And they used this flashback perfectly. We find out that Ymir was a lesbian stalker. She was kind of like stalking Krista. Although to be fair, who doesn't have a crush on Krista, to be honest, really? Or should I say Historia? She has some pretty nice legs. I'll give her that. I'll give her that. Yeah, Ymir, like it made it seem as if she literally joined the Survey Corps just to get close to this chick. And so Krista's trying to save this guy. His name is Daz, I think. And Ymir's like, "What are you doing? Like, you should just leave him. Like, what's going on?" And Krista says, "Well, you can just leave me and him alone. Not a big deal." And Ymir, I love Ymir's face. She just looks at Krista like, "This bitch." She's like, "Do you not understand the burning passion of lesbian feels that I have for you, Krista? Do you not understand that? All right, get a clue." And so she cares about Krista so much that she actually knocks her into a tree to block her view with snow. She transforms into a Titan to save the guy. And then she actually, okay, so here's a pretty crucial part of this flashback. We do not actually get to see Ymir reveal the fact that she is a Titan to Krista, but it's heavily implied. And then in the present, Reiner asks Krista, "Did you know that she was a Titan?" And Krista, I'm assuming Ymir told her, right? But Krista was like, she's a loyal friend / lesbian partner, because she was, "No, I had no idea. And it's such a cool, kind of like a two-way reciprocal relationship, because Ymir told her, you know, "When I reveal my identity to everybody else, okay, just remember this promise to live your life to the fullest and be proud of who you are." And so in this very same character arc, we have Ymir revealing part of her identity to other people, and we have Historia feeling okay with revealing her real name. So it's kind of like this mutual double character development moment that you get for both of them at the same time. Not only that, I will say that obviously both of them had some amount of shame related to who they really were. Ymir actually made her mind up that she was just going to live for herself and just be like, whatever. And then Krista, when she sees that Ymir is kind of, you know, having a rough time with the Titans, she starts encouraging her by saying the exact same words that she told her back in the mountain. So they both complement each other very well in that regard. Krista was an illegitimate daughter. She was the daughter of a mistress who was being persecuted, and Ymir, I'm pretty sure, was like dirt poor because she said that she would need to sneak into churches to borrow stuff to survive. You know what's interesting is that I was rewatching the final episode of season 1, and in that episode there's a flashback with Annie thinking about her father, and it seems like it was very similar, I think, to what Ymir was saying in this episode about, like, I think they both understood the risk of being hated by everyone. And that might have to do with some traumatic things that they've experienced. So yeah, it's like all these people are jaded. It just sounds to me like some very bad shit needed to go down for them to be like, just wake up one day and be, you know what, I'm gonna turn into a Titan today, or I want to become a Titan. So Reiner recognizes Ymir's Titan form from his flashback, although I'm pretty sure that wasn't Ymir, because why would Ymir like eat people? I don't know. Also, I think the Titan in the flashback didn't have sharp teeth, and Ymir does, but I may be mistaken. Also, it doesn't seem like that Titan has sharp nails, and we know Ymir has sharp nails because she was using them all over this episode to take out these Titans' eyes and just munch on things and, grab those bricks by the end. She's like using the bricks as weapons, like, fuck it, fuck it. I mean, you have to start going all out once you see Adolf Hitler in Titan form coming at you. There's just no other way. Also, I noticed that Reiner was crushing Krista's leg in this episode as well. The reinforcements finally show up at the castle, or what's left of it, but not before Connie can call Ymir ugly. It's so funny because, she gets them out of the tower, she protects them, and then Connie's like, finish the job, ugly! Go fetch! And like a dog, she's like, woof, woof, woof! There's too many of them, so unfortunately Ymir has to take the L. But reinforcements show up, and these guys just come in like rain. I mean, just like completely cleaning out the area. No problem, no questions asked, just absolutely decimating all these stupid ass looking Titans. And yeah, I think it was thanks to Ymir that they survived that long. So in a way, mission accomplished. She saved Krista, saved her friends, and I did not see her begin to regenerate by the end because she had sustained some pretty bad wounds. But I'm pretty sure she'll be fine, right? Yeah, I don't, because I saw the preview and Krista looks fine in the preview. So, Ymir isn't dead. Otherwise, Krista would be heartbroken in the preview. You know what else I noticed from that preview is that the studio is done caring. They're not even trying to hide anything anymore. They're like, fuck it. By the way, again, PSA, if you want to remain unspoiled, I would highly recommend that you don't look in the comments section of actually any Attack on Titan video, to be honest. Also, if you have no idea what's going to happen next, I would probably recommend you do a live reaction for next week's episode. Just FYI. I will say that I have been watching a lot of those recently, and it's so obvious. Like, you can tell almost automatically who are the people who are genuinely surprised and who are the people who are just BSing and just totally faking their reactions. It's kind of like instinctual. You can totally see it in their eyes. But yeah, those are always fun. By the way, Eren killed the Titan in this episode, and then he kind of just went crashing into the ground, and he said, oh, this is my first kill. Is that really his first kill? Like, really? Okay. I guess I just don't remember. And I kind of feel bad for Eren, too, because remember all the shit that needed to happen, all right, for him to be able to explain to everybody else that he was a Titan, but he was a good Titan, that he could be used for good, because he had the ability of transforming, and everybody was just so angry and afraid, to the point where they even shot him with cannon fire, and he had to transform, to protect Armin and Mikasa, I think. And Levi was like kicking Eren in the face during like this trial that they had. It was just really bad. Just a very, very, very deep struggle for him. But now I think because of what he did, I think it should be easier for Ymir to adapt and to be accepted and go through that process. So that's good. Then again, there's this one scene where Bertolt kind of asks, gee, I wonder what Ymir's real goal is. And Krista, she's such a good actress. She's like, acting all shocked and stuff. So yeah, and by the way, again, props to Krista, because when they were in the castle, if she actually knew that Ymir was a Titan, she never sold Ymir out. She never even asked for Ymir to transform to be able to have a chance of survival. Like, she was keeping this on the down low, so just props to Krista. Long story short, I thought this episode was great. Great character moments, great action, great music. Just all around, just a really, really good episode. again, I enjoyed it more than the previous one, which I didn't think was possible. So yeah, we'll see what happens next week. Whew. Thank you for watching, guys. Like the video if you did. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Comment down below your thoughts. Thank you.